And I yield to the Senator from Georgia, Senator Perdue.
Thank you, Senator. The bill before us, the Energy and Water Development Appropriations Act of 2015, is an important bill. And Senator, I appreciate your leadership in this matter. I hope that this bill can be considered again in the near future, but under different circumstances, Madam President. This bill currently contains language, as you just heard, that would prevent the Army Corps of Engineers from updating the water control manual for the Alabama-Coosa-Tallapoosa River system. By blocking updates to the water control manual, this bill would give Alabama the power to vote any plan by the Army Corps of Engineers, to veto any plan that they would come up with to use federal projects to accommodate both states' water supply needs. When we look at what's really happening here, though, it should concern every member of this body as well as every person in the United States. For the last 30 years, as the Senator just mentioned, the states of Georgia and Alabama have been in litigation about the use of water in the ACT River system. It's time we stop that. In instances like this, the court system is the best way to resolve these issues between the states, not the body that we're in today. Instead, the senior senator from Alabama has chosen to insert specific language in this bill to litigate this issue in the Senate instead of the courts. As anyone can imagine, with nearly 30 years of court cases and 60 years of water rights issues, the line between who is right and who is wrong can sometimes get blurry. But the fact is, the Senate should not be intervening in disputes between the states. This is an issue that should be decided by the courts, and the Senate certainly should not allow one senator to invalidate progress on a multi-state water issue problem. Several attempts have been made to get the governors of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida to get together and once and for all solve this issue. I want to applaud today Georgia's Governor Nathan Deal for his recent attempts to solve this issue and hope that one day we will reach a resolution of this problem that meets everybody's needs. But it seems for now, it seems incredibly short-sighted to force any party in the negotiating process to give in and to tip the scales in one state's favor. I've had my fair share of negotiations in my career, just as the senior senator from Georgia has in his business career. And I can tell you that forced negotiations never end well for anybody involved. I also know that the citizens of Georgia aren't in favor of prolonging this issue any further. And I know, Senator, that many of our colleagues in Georgia and many of our colleagues here don't like to be forced to decide issues between the states that they don't represent. With that, Senator, it seems to me, it appears that it's greatly innocent. This bill incentivizes the state of Alabama to not negotiate and calls on our colleagues to adjudicate this matter without all the facts. Senator, can you give us your interpretation of this language one last time here? And I appreciate your leadership on this.
Well, I thank you for your leadership. And without reservation, the language benefits one state to the detriment of another. It's not the responsibility of the United States Senate to do so, and it's inappropriate. And I ask this question of every member of the Senate. If we became a body of equal representation, 2 senators per state, that could secure the right language into an appropriation bill that disadvantaged another state, would you want to be a part of that body? Or would you rather be a part of a body that debates, deletes, and delegates, and then does what's right for the citizens of the United States of America and right for those they represent? I appreciate very much the hard work of the Appropriations Subcommittee. They've done a good job. We appreciate the priorities that Georgia has gotten. But I don't appreciate a body or the attempt to make this body a court of arbitration between somebody with seniority or somebody with cash versus somebody without, or somebody with a preference versus somebody without. We need to get back to the business of debating and doing what's right for America and not disadvantaging our neighbors or advantaging ourselves over someone else, other than to negotiate what's right for the country and what's right for the people we represent. And I commend the senator from Georgia and appreciate his full-hearted support in this, and would ask every member of the Senate to vote no on moving forward on the energy water appropriation until the language advantaging one state over another is removed. And I yield back the floor.